Hi everyone, I'm Halil. Today I'm joined by Chris and Jane. We're tackling a critical topic in the automotive world, problem-solving approaches, better known as the 8D method. Born in the 1980s on Ford's shop floors as team-oriented problem-solving, it evolved into what we now call the 8D process. From aerospace to automotive, from medical to defense, it's become the standard. In this episode, we'll break it down fast and make it actionable through the lens of real automotive practice. Chris, over to you.
Okay, let's dive deep into global AD problem solving today. It's really the core language for quality in the automotive world.
Absolutely. And the stakes are just massive. People sometimes forget the real cost of a quality escape. It's not just the bad part.
Oh, definitely not. You're talking premium freight, maybe huge line stoppage penalties from the OEM, warranty claims down the line.
And the damage to customer trust. That's hard to quantify, but it's incredibly significant.
Right, so ADD is meant to fix that, right? Not just patch the problem.
Exactly. The whole mission of 8D really is to push organizations away from just, reacting to symptoms. It's about getting to documented systemic prevention. That's what standards like IATF 16949 actually demand.
And there's that pressure, that timeline.
The 1-5-20 rule.
Yeah,
it forces discipline. Basically, you've got 24 hours for verified containment, then 5 days, just 5, to really nail down the root cause analysis. And finally, 20 days to get a permanent fix implemented and fully validated. It's intense.
A real measure of how fast your organization can react. So that first 24 hours, that's D0, the emergency response action, or ERA, that's just stop the bleeding.
Pure triage. Stop the bad parts from getting to the customer immediately. But the key deliverable, the thing the customer absolutely needs.
The clean point.
The clean point, you have to define it. This lot number, this production date, this timestamp, where you can guarantee 100% good parts are flowing again.
Okay, so containment's locked down. Then comes the heavy lifting, D4, the analysis part.
This is where, honestly, a lot of 8Ds fall short. People tend to start too soon. They don't dig deep enough.
You mean like using the 5 whys?
Precisely.
Yeah.
The 5 whys technique, originally from Toyota, right? It's crucial for pushing past the easy answers. Everyone finds operator error as a cause initially.
Yeah, seems obvious sometimes.
But a really good investigation sees operator error and asks, okay, why did the operator make the error? Keep asking why. You usually find the real systemic cause is maybe 4 whys deeper. Things like inadequate maintenance procedures or unclear work instructions, or maybe training wasn't documented properly.
Okay, but hold on. The AD standard asks for 2 root causes, doesn't it? In just 5 days. Why the escape point root cause, too, isn't fixing why it happened enough?
It feels like extra work under pressure, I get it. But think about it, the bad part being made is only half the problem. You need the occurrence root cause. Yeah, why the defect happened in the first place, but you also need the escape point root cause. Why did your quality system, your checks, your gauges, your audits, why did they fail to catch it before it left your facility?
Okay, so the system failed twice. Once in making it, once in detecting it.
Exactly, and if you only fix the making it part, your detection system is still flawed. The problem could easily happen again and escape again. You've got to fix both vulnerabilities.
That makes sense, which leads us right into D5 permanent corrective actions, or PCAs, if we're fixing the system.
Then the focus has to be on error proofing, or Poka-yoke, making it physically impossible or, logically impossible for that specific error to happen again. Just adding another inspection step is usually the weakest response. We want prevention.
And then D6 is where you prove it actually worked. Validation.
Moment of truth. This isn't just crossing your fingers, you need hard data. Usually this means demonstrating process capability, like achieving a CPeak of 1.33 or even higher, to prove the fix is stable and effective.
Only then can you maybe remove some of those initial D0 containment actions.
Correct, once you have that statistical proof.
So the problem's technically fixed. But what about making sure it stays fixed and the rest of the organization learns? D7.
Crucial step, D7, prevent recurrence. This is about standardization. Updating your foundational documents, the PFMEA, the control plan, making sure the lessons learned are built into things like layered process audits or maybe even training material.
If you skip D7,
you're basically setting yourself up to repeat the failure down the road when people forget or move on. Institutional memory is key.
And finally, D8, team and individual recognition, but also closing it out with the customer, often through their specific portals. That seems like a whole other challenge.
It is, because each OEM has slightly different expectations and systems. You've got GM supply power, often focused on PRRs, problem reporting, and resolution.
What do they emphasize?
GM really pushes for rapid communication, daily updates, often using a fast response format showing progress, very tempo-driven.
Okay, good luck.
Then you have Ford with their global quality analysis system. They really emphasize the evidence trail and linking the 8D back. Specifically, they want lessons learned fed into their APQP system, the Electronic Advanced Product Quality Planning, to prevent similar issues in future designs, sort of future-proofing.
Interesting. What about Stellantis or VW?
Stellantis uses the Supplier Quality Portal, SQP. VW has QS. Both demand really clear logic chains in your AD report. They want to see the connections, the proof of standardization very clearly.
And the German luxury brands.
Yeah.
Or Toyota.
Right. Mercedes-Benz has its QEC tool. BMW uses QMT. Toyota has SQAM. These often require, let's say, a higher level of analytical rigor in the documentation. You'll likely need to attach detailed lab reports, maybe formal governance records showing sign-offs, measurement systems analysis, or MSA data to back up your capability charts. Very data heavy.
So despite the different portals and acronyms, there's a common thread.
Absolutely. Clear, concise, evidence-based reporting wins. Show your work. Attach the data CPI charts, MSA results. Ambiguity gets penalized hard. They want confidence that the fix is real and systemic.
So wrapping this up, the big picture here isn't just about putting out fires.
Not at all. A world-class 8D process doesn't just solve today's crisis.
Yeah.
It uses that crisis almost like an MRI for your organization. It helps you find and permanently fix a deeper weakness in your underlying system.
The defect is just the symptom then.
It is. The true failure wasn't just the part. It was the system that allowed it to happen, and then the other system failure that allowed it to escape.
So the question for you, the listener, isn't just, why did this part fail? It's also, why did our expensive quality firewall, our escape point, let it get through?
Exactly.
Which system in your own organization, maybe it's training, maybe maintenance, maybe process control, which system will you strengthen based on the next problem you inevitably have to solve?
All right, everyone, we're looking forward to your answers and experiences in the comments. Big thanks to Chris and Jane for today's great conversation. If you'd like more on 8D analysis, check out the 8D video on my channel. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends. To make sure you don't miss content like this, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You can also steer our next episode by suggesting topics in the comments. Until the next video, bye for now.